Under the moonlight, the massive fortress looms, its walls cracked, and the air thick with the scent of death. Bodies of knights and mages scatter across the floor. Someone actually made it this far. The disbelief in the enemy's voice says it all. A lone warrior stands, gasping for breath, blood dripping down his face. Even his enemy can't help but admit, this guy's skill is no joke. The doors explode open, revealing a monstrous figure standing in the fiery ruins. This is the final boss, the Demon King himself. With flames licking his body and eyes burning crimson, the Demon King glares down, his presence alone shaking the ground. But instead of fear, the hero smirks. Finally, the fight he's been waiting for. The hero lunges forward, eyes blazing with determination. He's done holding back. That's it. Your era ends today. He kicks off the ground, shattering the floor beneath him as magic surges through his body. A massive burst of energy erupts. Fiery waves spiral around him as he charges straight at the Demon King, ready to end it all. The hero yells with pure adrenaline. He's all in, ready to end this once and for all. But mid-attack, his expression freezes. A notification pops up out of nowhere. You have been disconnected from the server. Just like that, the epic boss fight gone. The Demon King glares down, unimpressed, calling out the hero's every mistake like it's child's play. The hero panics, waving his hands like that'll help. Wait, hold on. Don't. Too late. His face twists in terror as the attack lands, and all he can manage is one terrified scream. The Demon Lord's silhouette looms as the hero's body fades into light. Mission failed. The quest screen pops up, declaring defeat. Cut to the real world. Morning light hits an apartment as two guys talk. Apparently, Jaewoo's been gaming all night again. They walk in and find him still at it, fully passed out in front of his setup. One of them leans over, muttering, "Shake him gently," and then, but something's clearly off. The guy freezes, holding the unplugged cable, sweating bullets. I might have pulled it out. Jaewoo rises like a demon out of hell, eyes glowing red. You unplugged my Ethernet cable? He loses it completely, tackling the poor dude while screaming about how close he was to finishing the raid. The others panic, yelling for someone, anyone, to stop him. Jaewoo's got the poor guy in a chokehold, introducing himself mid-chaos like it's totally normal. My name's Han Jaewoo. He admits it straight up. Yeah, he looks like a gaming addict now. But back in the day, he was the guy everyone called when things went south. The one who solved problems with his fists. Jaewoo continues. He wasn't just a fighter. He was the brains too. The guy who handled everything, the so-called money goblin of Hanum. Back then, his life was smooth, cash flowing, people cheering, everything seemed perfect. But eventually, he figured out the truth. All that power and money, it came with people ready to stab you in the back the moment you slip. Jaewoo pauses, like he's finally seeing everything clearly for the first time. He looks back at his old life, realizing how meaningless all that noise and greed really was. Now, his obsession isn't money or fame anymore. It's the game. The thrill of facing monsters, the rush of survival. That's where he truly feels alive. He dives into a massive RPG world, one filled with endless exploration and freedom, where adventure never stops calling. Battles rage with dragons breathing fire and magic clashing midair. It's pure chaos, and he's right in the center of it. Jaewoo charges forward, eyes blazing with excitement. This is where he belongs, where every swing of his sword feels alive. The world wasn't just dangerous. It was filled with stunning characters from every kind of race imaginable. Each one had a story that pulled him deeper, making the game feel more alive than reality ever did. But not everything was sunshine. He wasn't the hero of this tale. Sometimes, he was the villain standing above the so-called chosen ones. That game didn't just entertain him. It changed him. The guy who once only cared about cash started to care about something more. Of course, old habits die hard. So, naturally, he decided to borrow a little money to keep playing. And when he got back online, everyone celebrated, like their hero had just returned from the dead. Jae-woo grins, half unhinged, half proud. He knows it. He's gone off the deep end, but he doesn't care. The guy on the floor snaps, yelling that he was the one who funded Jae-woo's gaming obsession, like some sort of betrayed investor. Jae-woo just smiles darker, eyes narrowing. So that's how it is. The scene cuts to the rogues' gallery of hypocrisy. One guy sneaking in golf trips behind his wife, another juggling side jobs in secret, and the last one, simping for VTubers for a decade straight. Jae-woo towers over them, laughing maniacally, his shadow swallowing the room. One of them finally snaps, yelling, "You borrowed $1 billion just to play a game." Jae-woo's grin doesn't fade. If anything, it gets wider. The room goes dead silent. Jae-woo turns his head slowly, his glare enough to make the guy's soul leave his body. Instant panic. And nothing. Someone off-screen questions how Jae-woo plans to pay off that mountain of debt just by writing game guides. Cut to Jae-woo, deep in-game, dangling off a cliff, reaching desperately for a rare flower. The grind never stops. Jae-woo freezes as a massive dragon looms behind him. He covers his mouth, holding his breath. One wrong move, and he's toast. Next moment, he's unbothered, calmly reading a scroll while a demon beast creeps up on him from behind. The man's nerves are made of steel. Cut to reality. Jae was typing away at his desk, late into the night. The tapping of keys echoes like a heartbeat. This is his grind. Jae-woo flips through his notes, eyes sharp and focused, the glow of the monitor lighting his determined face. He checks his bank book, and his expression drops instantly. The numbers scream disaster. He's almost broke. A voice echoes from his memory, tempting him back to his old life. "Work with us again, Jae-woo. You're Hanum's problem solver." Jae-woo smirks, his voice calm but final. "Nope." He steps toward the game pod, ignoring the man behind him. "I haven't seen the ending of this game yet." His obsession burns brighter than reason. Cut to his in-game self, grinning with unshakable confidence. The true ending, the one no one's ever reached. Jae-woo and his party stand before a glowing sunset, their journey far from over. This is the calm before another storm. Back in reality, Jae-woo's shoving the loan sharks out the door. "Workday's over, go home," he says like it's just another Tuesday. They shout after him, but he's already halfway inside, muttering a relieved phew. He's got no time for drama. Only the game matters now. Jae-woo glances to the side, that familiar smirk creeping in. He's made up his mind. He places his hand on the game pod, staring at his reflection. It's not just a machine to him. It's the doorway back to his world. The screen lights up with a single word, "Starting," and just like that, he's diving back in. The screen flashes, "Savior of Humanity." Game start. The familiar thrill hits. He's back where he belongs. The world loads in, Byron Cathedral. NPCs go about their lives like nothing ever changed. Peaceful for now. Jae-woo, or rather Elector Steele, materializes. The system chimes, death penalty suspended for 22 hours. Jae-woo yells in frustration, slamming his hands on the altar. How am I supposed to earn money then? The priest looks like he's witnessing a mental breakdown in real time. He suddenly pauses mid-rant, something catching his attention. His expression shifts, confused but alert. A soft glow fills the air, strands of silver hair fluttering into view. Someone, or something, is arriving. Footsteps echo through the grand hall as a figure approaches, each step surrounded by flickering blue data fragments. Jae-woo stiffens, gripping the altar as the mysterious figure walks closer. "Who are you?" She smiles calmly, her presence radiating authority. "My name's Aquila. I'm the game master of Savior of Humanity." Jae-woo chuckles, covering his mouth like he's holding back laughter. "What? A kid like you?" Aquila strikes a playful pose with a wink. "You shouldn't judge a book by its cover. It's my preference." Jae-woo bursts out laughing. You think I'll believe you just because you popped out of nowhere and called yourself Aquila?" Aquila snaps her fingers. No hesitation, no warning, just pure confidence. Jae-woo's whole world tilts. His surroundings shift as reality itself glitches. Light floods the cathedral as Aquila floats effortlessly, magic radiating around her. She wasn't bluffing. She really is the game master. Everyone freezes mid-motion. One priest barely holding a book. Jaewoo's eyes widen. A time-stopping spell. Even outside, the world's paused. A girl's scream is frozen in the air. That's at least an SSS rank skill. Aquila casually leans against the altar. It's not a skill, she says, smirking. I just downed the server for a bit. Do you believe me now? Aquila spins around casually, glowing halo above her head. Anyway, I came up with a new event for the 7th anniversary. Want to hear about it? Jaewoo raises a brow. An event. Bright confetti bursts in the air as Aquila throws her arms up. 12 p.m. A new world has been opened. Jaewoo laughs nervously. Ha ha! I haven't even cleared the game as this character yet. Then Aquila drops the bomb. The reward will be 25 billion. Aquila grins teasingly, eyes glinting with mischief. You scared? She mocks. Jaewoo's lips curl into a wicked smile, flames flickering in his eyes. Yeah, that challenge lit something inside him. Aquila's expression softens, voice calm but eerie. They might exist, you know. Her words hang heavy, hinting at something beyond just a game. Aquila's tone turns serious. She raises her hand, revealing a glowing blue cube. The clues to reach the true ending. Jaewoo stares, speechless. His hand hesitates midair, unsure if he should take it. As his fingers twitch toward it, he suddenly yells, "Wait!" Realizing something feels off. Aquila smiles slyly, holding the cube out. If you give it a try right now, you get a free gift. Jaewoo's eyes widen as the numbers start rolling. Tens, hundreds, thousands, wait, what? His jaw drops. 30 million won just got deposited. Aquila strikes a pose, winking confidently. You're my VIP after all. And sure enough, Jaewoo's name sits right at the top of the leaderboard. Jaewoo's eyes light up like gold. Whoa, are you kidding me? He's practically glowing. 30 million won just landed in his lap. A confident smirk spreads across his face. Even if I don't clear the game, I'll be fine for this month's interest payment. He clenches his fist, bursting with determination. The money's real, and now he's all in. Aquila grins, clearly expecting his answer. I knew you'd say yes, as expected of a top player. She snaps her fingers playfully. Then I'll send you in right away. Her playful tone fades, eyes glowing with strange runes as she begins chanting in an unknown language. The atmosphere turns heavy. A mysterious mark lights up on her cheek, and the air ripples. Something big is about to happen. Aquila's body begins to glow. Wings of light unfurl behind her as digital energy surges. She looks divine, like an angel coded from pure data. Beams of blue light rain down across the city. People freeze as they're caught in the glow, data particles swirling around them. Even the nuns outside the cathedral stop mid-step, their forms flickering. Everyone is being logged into the system. The transfer has begun. Streams of glowing code descend from the sky, connecting heaven and earth. In the middle of it all, an ominous door appears, floating in the void. Aquila points toward it. That door will lead you to the new world. Jaewoo squints. Is that the anywhere door? He laughs nervously, hand reaching out. So the game starts if I just walk through this thing? Aquila grins from behind. Yeah. Jaewoo stands before the glowing door, the light reflecting off his fur collar. He takes a deep breath. This is it. With both hands, he pushes the doors open. A blinding light floods the space, washing everything in gold. He turns back with his signature smirk, pointing toward Aquila. Hey, Aquila, don't forget about that reward money. Jaewoo steps forward through the blinding light, cloak fluttering behind him. With a confident grin, he says, Now let's go. Aquila smirks mischievously, her tone playful yet chilling. Oh, I forgot to tell you something. Her expression twists into a sinister smile as the colors darken around her. If your character dies in this event, you'll die in real life too. Jaewoo's expression freezes. His brain just processed what she said. Eyes wide, mouth half open. Before he can react, an explosion of lights and confetti bursts behind him. A huge boom fills the screen. He's immediately launched into freefall, screaming his lungs out as he plummets from the sky. The fall just keeps going. He's still falling, crashing through branches like a human meteor. The forest blurs into green streaks. Bam! He hits the ground face first, legs flipping over like a rag doll. Dust and pain explode everywhere. Groaning, he grits his teeth. Cook, why does it hurt? I'm in a game. Then realization hits. Did that girl just... Her sinister grin flashes in his mind. That teasing, knowing smile. Was she serious? He slams his fist into the dirt, trembling with rage. Aquila, pushing himself up, eyes burning with determination. All right, I'll do this. His voice echoes through the forest. UB*TCH. Birds scatter into the sky. A glowing blue system window appears. Former Elector Steele, savior of humanity. Starting with an SSS rank swordsmanship talent. Our guy's stumbling through the forest, barely holding himself up with a stick. He's completely drained and mumbling, "I'm so thirsty," like he's on the verge of passing out. He suddenly snaps, veins popping, yelling in frustration, "Aquila, that bastard. I won't ever forgive her for this." Then he calls out desperately, "Status window." The blue holographic screen pops up, his character's dehydrated, HP bar barely hanging on. He glares in disbelief. She really gave me this trash character? A max HP of only 20. He's losing it. Half a day in, and his body's already giving up. His eyes glow red with rage. How the hell am I supposed to get the happy ending with this weak body? Then suddenly he spots something. Hope flickers back in his eyes. Yes. And there it is, a sparkling river under a bright sky, complete with a rainbow. Salvation has arrived. He bursts into tears, clutching his stick like it's holy. Screw Aquila, but thank God this game's realistic. Relief floods his face. Without hesitation, he dives face first into the river, gulping water like a man possessed. His health bar shoots up, +1, +1, +1. But just as peace settles in, a soft, elegant hand brushes through long, flowing hair nearby. Something, or someone, is there. As he gulps down water, he pauses. Something feels off. He slowly looks up, and there she is. A woman bathing in the river, wrapped in a soft white towel, framed by a rainbow. His jaw practically hits the ground. Her back glows under the sunlight, water cascading down as the system pops up a message. You are now excited. You have lost 1 HP. He freezes mid-drink, eyes wide, water spilling from his mouth. Holy moly, who in the world is that? The mysterious woman's bare shoulder glistens under the mist, every drop of water sparkling like light itself. His eyes dilate in shock and awe. Completely captivated by what he's seeing. Out of nowhere, a message pops up. Please pay for the DLC. The system just hit him with a paywall mid-fantasy. He falls back screaming, "What? You're making me, a VIP, pay for a DLC?" He's losing it, furious that the so-called complete edition wasn't so complete after all. Before he can even process the rage, he's surrounded by a group of intimidating women, witches, cloaked and smirking down at him. The real challenge is just getting started. He turns his head, dazed and confused, mumbling, completely lost in the moment. Then things take a turn. Out of nowhere, a man appears and slams him into the ground with insane force. No hesitation, full-on takedown. He hits the dirt hard, lying flat and dazed, realizing this game might be way too real for comfort. Pinned to the ground and bleeding HP, he glares up as one of the witches mocks him, calling him a lewd little brat. The guy's in serious trouble now. The red-haired witch leans in close, her tone turning dangerously teasing. If he behaves, maybe she'll let him keep his pants. From above, chaos unfolds. The other witches are laughing while one clueless bystander awkwardly asks if he's okay, completely missing how doomed this dude actually is. The guy tries to play it cool, but his awkward smile gives him away. The hunter beside him glares, clearly suspicious. He introduces himself as Valor Stead Valor, still forcing that fake grin, while the other man, Rudd, admits he's a monster hunter. Rudd explains how he ended up trapped near the witch's forest while chasing prey. Valor just nods, pretending to sympathize, even though he's thinking this guy's luck is absolute trash. Valor laughs it off, claiming his story's pretty similar, even though he's clearly bluffing just to keep the conversation chill. Rudd eyes him curiously, noticing how young he looks for someone caught up in this mess. Valor subtly shifts his tied hands behind his back, planning something. With a smirk, he whispers confidently that this kind of situation, being captured and tied up, is basically his area of expertise. The guy's face is bruised and desperate. He stammers, asking if there's any way out of this nightmare. We see him staring ahead at a group of witches under a blood-red sky. Their laughter and aura make it clear this place is straight out of hell. Then the scene cuts to a deranged man hammering away on a piano, grinning wide. He brags that it took him 3 whole days, clearly proud of whatever madness he's unleashed. The witches' lineup gets introduced one by one. Each of them looks like a final boss, but it's the kind of lineup where you know drama is coming. We jump to a battlefield full of skeletons, and those same witches are standing on a hill like they just wiped out an entire city without breaking a sweat. But the moment they're actually together, the vibe completely falls apart. They're already bickering and laughing like chaotic gremlins, and the guy watching them can't help smirking because, honestly, this group is strong but absolutely not coordinated. The guy strolls in with this wild grin on his face, looking way too excited for someone in a room full of witches. The dude behind him is already judging him. Fugel turns around like she just heard the dumbest thing today. He straight up asks if she's still alive, and yeah, that hits her pride instantly. He keeps poking at her, reminding her how another which literally promised to kill her. Fugel's already annoyed, and she tells him to shut it before she actually snaps. Hija just steps in before anything escalates, telling them to hold up. Her voice alone freezes the room for a second. Fugel snaps. The moment Haijiju is mentioned, her whole vibe flips. That glare says she's 1 second away from committing a felony, and the system even confirms it. The provocation worked. The guy on the floor keeps pouring fuel on the fire. He casually tells Fugel that Haijiju apparently wants her dead and plans to take everything she owns. His buddy is panicking, asking if he's actually serious, because this is how people die in this place. Fugel snaps, completely losing it. She demands to know if the red-haired witch actually said that. The anger is real. Haijiju stays calm and brushes it off, acting like Fugel is dumb for believing anything this guy says. The guy smirks again, doubling down. He's about to drop another line to stir the pot even more. Haijiju immediately bites the bait. The moment his words hit her, she flashes this smug little smile and steps forward like she's been waiting for a reason to start drama. The system even confirms it. His provocation worked perfectly. Aldaida suddenly jumps in, completely missing the tension in the room. She's just vibing, acting like the explanation makes total sense, even though everyone else is 1 step from murder. She has no clue what's going on. Gunda doesn't care about any of this. No schemes, no grudges, no explosions. She's only thinking about food and casually asks when a meal is happening, like the whole squad isn't about to rip each other apart. Caldura spots the chaos and immediately gets hype. She doesn't even care what started it. She just wants hands. Pure battle, maniac energy. The moment she jumps in, the whole place turns into a screaming match. Someone's getting their hair yanked, someone else is throwing shade, and the MC is in the corner stirring the pot like it's free entertainment. And boom, 2 witches are already grabbing each other by the head, going full wild mode. For a group with such a scary title, they're basically a dysfunctional friend group that fights more with each other than anyone else. While the 2 witches are throwing hands, the other 2 are just hyping it up like it's free entertainment. Zero team spirit here. And when they actually do fight together, it's chaos. Everyone's blasting spells in different directions, stepping on each other, tripping over snakes. They look like a raid party that didn't read the guide. Back to the present, the cat fight is in full swing. Hair pulling, kicking, rolling on the floor. The rest of the witches are treating it like a live boxing match. The MC tells Rudd they should use the chaos as their chance to escape, and Rudd is just staring at him like, how are you even real? Before running, the MC looks back and sees the witches still scrapping in the background, completely distracted. But then he stops. His expression goes flat. He has something else he wants to do first. He doesn't hesitate. He straight up dives off the furniture like he's entering the WWE Royal Rumble and crash lands right on top of the witches. Zero fear. Maximum chaos. All the witches get knocked into this messy, cauldron-looking soup and instantly start screaming like toddlers pushed into a ball pit they didn't want. They're flailing, shrieking, grabbing at each other. Pure meltdown energy. While they're busy losing their minds, he points toward the exit and calls out to Rudd. He's like, now's our chance, let's bounce. Rudd finally stops panicking and agrees, ready to sprint. He's flexing like he just wiped the floor with them, laughing to himself while system prompt pop up showing he's farming EXP off the witches. Right when he tries to make a break for it, a giant snake made of magic shoots up behind him and snags his leg mid-air. Fugle steps forward with this evil little smirk, fingers crackling with magic, basically saying, yeah, you're not getting away that easy. The snake goes wild and keeps missing, but it's still all over him. He's rolling around the floor, panicking and yelling at it to get off. He shoots up in frustration, remembering way too late that his current stats are trash. He's basically paper thin right now. Rudd jumps in with a shout, rushing forward like he's actually ready to throw hands this time. Rudd jumps in without hesitating. Dude charges straight at the snake, swinging that sword like he's got nothing to lose. The blade slices in, cutting the snake off Aiden just in time. Aiden flinches, thinking he's done for, but the strike lands perfectly. Rudd checks on Aiden, asking if he's hurt. Aiden's still shaken, but he manages to thank him for the save. He asks Rudd if he can borrow the bow, already getting up like he's about to do something wild. Rudd hesitates, wondering if this dude even knows how to use a bow. The bow stats pop up, showing it's at least decent. He grabs the bow with full confidence and pulls it back, claiming he knows a little, even though he's clearly about to go all in. He pulls back the bow with everything he's got and fires straight up, aiming right at the giant pot the witches are soaking in. The shot lands hard. The pot cracks, chunks fly everywhere, and the whole thing starts breaking apart. The witches snap out of their fight real quick. One of them looks up, panicking because whatever's happening above them is definitely bad news. Haijiju finally realizes what's falling from above and just loses it. She's screaming that it's an acid bomb, panic written all over her face. Fugle also snaps, yelling in pure disbelief. She had no clue the thing she helped carry would blow up like this. The witches look up as the green acid starts raining down toward the pool they're stuck in. Everything turns chaotic in a second, and they all brace for impact. The acid bomb hits the ground, and the whole forest erupts in a massive explosion. Flames shoot upward like a volcanic blast. Debris rains down everywhere. A chunk smacks the guy right on the head, knocking off 1 HP while he flinches. He watches the destruction in shock, asking if they actually wiped out the witches. Rudd looks confused, but the moment the MC says, "We got him," he buys it without question. The place is still smoking in the background like a whole war just happened. The MC is hyped out of his mind. He's staring at his screen like he just hit a jackpot. He knows he got insane XP for someone at his level, and he's ready to cash that reward in. The MC is still celebrating when Rudd suddenly gets emotional. He walks up like he just watched his son graduate, thanking the MC for saving his life. Meanwhile, the MC is already halfway turned around, focused only on his new rewards. The kid pauses for a second, a little surprised that the guy is offering him something. Rudd smiles and hands over a pouch as thanks, and the system immediately registers the reward he's giving. The kid lights up when he sees what's inside. He didn't expect this at all, and it definitely wasn't something he got in his last run-through of the game. Rudd explains he grabbed the fruits from the witch's nest because they looked valuable. The moment the bag hits the MC's hand, his whole body jolts, and he screams as something triggers inside him. Rudd is confused, watching him freak out. A system message kicks in. The MC gets blasted with power, his body lighting up as he unlocks a new title, a dragon bone with insane strength, and his HP shoots to full. The system hits him with a whole stat buffet. His HP shoots up, his strength and dexterity spike like he just skipped a whole training arc, and his body literally starts glowing from the power-up. Rudd just stands there smiling like a proud dad who watched his kid finally stop being useless. And the MC is trying so hard to act normal, but he looks like he's about to explode from his own new stats. Rudd reaches out with a friendly grin and asks if the kid's interested in monster hunting. He clearly wants to take him under his wing now that he's seen what he can do. The kid freezes with his cheeks stuffed full of fruit, staring back like he just got asked to solve quantum physics. Rudd suddenly switches gears and asks the kid if he's into monster hunting, like he's offering him a part-time job instead of dragging him through an explosion 5 minutes ago. The MC just stares with his cheeks stuffed full of fruit, acting like he didn't hear a single word. Then he casually licks his lips and starts looking excited, already imagining the loot and XP he's about to farm. He brushes Rudd off, saying he's got things to do, acting like he's too busy for any side quests. Then it clicks. He suddenly realizes this might actually be a huge opportunity. He checks his screen and panics a bit. He's sitting on a mountain of EXP, but since he doesn't have a class yet, none of it can be used. If he doesn't do something soon, all that EXP will vanish in a month. Rudd tries to walk off, but the MC suddenly throws out a hand and yells 3 months, stopping him in his tracks. The MC grins and holds up 3 fingers like he's sealing a deal. He asks if 3 months will be enough, acting way more confident than he probably should. Rudd looks back over his shoulder with a sharp smile, teasing him by saying, "Not 3 years," as if the kid just challenged something he has no idea about. They head deeper into the forest. No talking, just quiet steps and tension building. Rudd stops by a stream and lays out the rules. He tells him to run into the forest and hide wherever he wants. Rudd turns his back and adds one more thing. He'll start chasing him in 30 minutes. He figures out right away that the hunter's using a tracking skill, and he's impressed by how fast the guy is leveling up. But he's not sweating it. He bursts into a run, confident because he knows this forest better than anyone. He reaches out, already planning his next move, repeating to himself that he's explored this place more times than he can count. He dives straight in like a man possessed, hitting max overdrive the second the chase begins. As he sprints through the forest, he breaks down why this place is a nightmare. The trees mess with your sense of direction. Toxic mushroom spores are everywhere, and it's basically a death trap disguised as scenery. And waiting in the shadows, he spots beasts that make the witches look like background NPCs. One wrong move, and he's done. He's sprinting through the forest like it's nothing, flexing how he's already memorized the entire layout. On top of that, the Red Dragon Fruit Boost has his body running near peak stats. He's fully confident now, convinced there's no way Rudd is tracking him this fast. Dude thinks he's untouchable. Then he suddenly freezes. That confidence drops for a second. Something feels off, and he knows it. Rudd suddenly appears right in front of him like he teleported, completely unfazed, staring down at him with those glowing white eyes. The MC freezes because he thought he had the perfect hiding spot. Rudd casually scores him like it's some school exam, says it's only 50 points, then praises his effort and tosses him 10 bonus points like he's being generous. The MC hits the ground in shock, staring at Rudd like this man just broke the laws of nature. He cannot believe how badly he got outplayed. Rudd looks genuinely pleased. He hasn't had a student this entertaining in ages, and you can see he's already invested. He calls out to the kid with a grin, telling him they're going all in for this next round. The chase continues deeper into the forest. System scrolls pop up. The hunter's hazing quest is officially cleared, and a new one loads and right after. The system goes wild, dumping every skill imaginable on him at once. Monster Hunter class unlocked. Herbalism, swordsmanship, survivalism, even musket shooting. His whole screen is just non-stop level ups. He checks the final notification, and his new tracking skill pops up. His confidence shoots through the roof as that glowing blue screen reflects off his grin. And then he give that smile, the kind that says he's already planning something insane now that he's stacked with skills. Rudd tries to play it cool, watching the kid with an impressed look, but he's clearly doubting everything he just heard. The MC catches that doubt instantly and fires back with a smug grin, basically telling him, "If you don't trust me, then you hide." Rudd stiffens, realizing the kid's calling his bluff, and now the real challenge between master and student is about to start. Rudd pats him on the shoulder, hyping him up like, "Man, I love your energy." And the MC just stands there, ready to prove himself again. Then Rudd raises the stakes with a grin. If the MC can't find him within an hour, he's stuck cooking dinner. Rudd's confidence is off the charts. The MC answers with his usual sly tone, basically saying he's got this. The challenge just made him even more fired up. The apprentice switches into full predator mode. He's got that "I'm coming for you" aura, and the forest goes dead quiet as he locks onto his master's trail. Meanwhile, the master is casually scaling a cliff like it's nothing, talking to himself about how lucky he is to have such a talented apprentice. But then he slows down a bit, thinking maybe he shouldn't go too hard on the kid, completely unaware that the kid is already hunting him like a final boss. The master thinks he's got the perfect hiding spot. He's hanging off a cliff, confident the kid won't find him in an hour if he just stays put. But the moment he adjusts his grip, another hand suddenly clamps onto the rock right beside him. He slowly turns his head and sees the kid already climbing up after him like it's nothing. His whole soul leaves his body as he realizes his plan failed instantly. The kid suddenly pops up right beside him like a horror jump scare, eyes glowing, crawling out of the shadows like he's been waiting for this moment. The hunter's brain just shuts down from pure shock. No matter where the master hides, the kid keeps appearing with the same calm, "There you are," like he's teleporting. The hunter is losing his mind because it's only been 3 months, and this kid is tracking him like a seasoned predator. The student finally corners him up a tree, smiling like he didn't just violate every law of nature. He casually says he found him, while the master wonders how the kid learned a skill in 3 months that took him 5 years. Rudd hides deep inside a cave, trying to convince himself there's no way the kid would chase him this far. He's nervous, but he's clinging to denial like his life depends on it. He forces a smile, hyping himself up, telling himself there's no chance the boy followed him all the way into this dead end. He's sweating, though, hard, and he realizes where he actually is. The place isn't just a cave. It's a hellhound's nest. His confidence dies on the spot. He walks in smiling like he's about to drop a life hack video and tells his master the first tip he learned as the future guardian of humanity. Turns out he's right. The hellhound is knocked out cold, and even with the master panicking, the kid casually proves he knows exactly what he's doing. He looks back with that smug confidence and asks if he passes the test, already knowing the answer. The master just stands there sweating, completely thrown off. He can't even process how this kid pulled all that off. He finally admits it to himself. 3 months. That's all it took for his student to master skills he spent years learning. The kid shrugs it off, saying it's because of the master, but the master knows the truth. This is raw talent. And the kid? He's already diving back into his menus and skills like he's speedrunning life. The master praises him again, but the kid just laughs it off and reaches out like, "Come on, it's all thanks to you," playing the humble student card while clearly enjoying himself. The master keeps hyping him up, shocked that he remembered every monster ecology trick he taught. Meanwhile, the kid casually drops the biggest flex ever. He's the actual author of monster ecology, so of course he knows everything. The master is losing it. He's laughing, clutching his face, saying he's never met anyone like this kid. At this point, he's convinced the boy is destined for greatness. Completely unaware, he's been getting schooled the whole time. His master asks what he's planning next, expecting some noble goal or deep mission. The kid doesn't even hesitate. First priority? Money. Straight up says he's stacking cash because everything in life runs on it. Hearing that, the master throws out an offer. He knows a mercenary buddy and thinks this is the perfect chance to pull the kid into some real work. He actually stops to think about it. Mercenary work isn't a bad starter move at all. quick cash, steady gigs, and tons of chances to grind levels. His mind immediately jumps to the bigger picture, the real battlefield, the monsters, the chaos, the full-on raids where only the strongest survive. And that's when it hits him. If he wants money and progress, then he needs to deal with the biggest threat of all, the guardians of this world. Rudd and the kid shake hands like they just closed a business deal. The kid agrees without hesitation. Mercenary life? Yeah, he's in. Rudd hands over his old mercenary badge. It's basically a VIP pass that'll make his friend recognize the kid on sight. Instant credibility. Rudd sends him off with a dramatic blessing, shouting his full name like he's knighting him. The kid answers with pure confidence, ready to start his new grind. He heads off feeling fired up. He's already cleared witches, picked up a whole class, and he's practically jogging into his future like everything's finally clicking. He squeezes his new badge, thinking that maybe, just maybe, his happy ending isn't as impossible as it felt before. But then his expression shifts. Something clicks behind those eyes, a thought that changes his mood in an instant. He looks at the badge in his hand and realizes he's finally holding a real lead, something important enough to push the story forward. Then that mysterious system guide appears again, offering up another puzzle piece, basically teasing him with a hint toward the game's real ending. He taps the logout button, but instead of fear, he's hyped. To him, the danger is part of the fun. In this world, not knowing when you'll die is exactly what makes the game worth playing. He slaps his hand on the logout screen like he's sealing a deal, hyping himself up with this wild determination. In his head, he's thinking he'll ride this tension all the way to the finish line. He grabs his own cheeks, trying to keep himself focused and pumped. He's reminding himself that this is the moment everything starts moving. He breaks into a sprint, fired up and ready to chase the real storyline. He calls out for Aquila, promising he won't stop until he reaches the true ending. The scene cuts to the cosmic realm, and she's absolutely losing it laughing. The whole galaxy can probably hear her cackling. She's sitting on her throne, wiping tears from her eyes as she talks about how watching him dodge that which was peak entertainment. Then she leans in with this smug, proud look, saying she's glad she kept tabs on him. A bright streak cuts across the starry sky as someone descends fast, their steps echoing through the void. She lands lightly, heels tapping, scanning the ground like she's trying to confirm if the person she's sensing is really there. Another girl shows up behind her with a teasing grin, leaning in and asking if she's actually catching feelings for the guy they've been watching. The goddess is towering in the background, watching quietly while the smaller guardian teases her. The vibe is basically caught in 4K, but both trying to act normal. The goddess tries to play it cool, saying there's no way she'd look at a human like that. The little guardian immediately calls her out, saying the kid's cute. And the goddess freezes. Her face drops, eyes drifting away, and she's clearly rattled because she knows that hit a little too close to the truth. She teases her, saying she used to be way more fun, but now she's always acting serious. The goddess brushes it off, saying that was forever ago, then casually asks if the debt was really paid back. She admits it was settled ages ago, but also reveals the guy doesn't even know it, and he's still working to repay it. The other goddess just stares, calling her ruthless. The cat-like goddess leans in with stars in her eyes, literally treating this whole thing like premium entertainment. She's fully invested, watching the kid like he's her favorite show. She points out his energy, and we see him through her viewpoint, running around, fired up, throwing himself into everything like he's unstoppable. The taller goddess just looks at her with pure judgment, calling her out. Meanwhile, the smaller one just smiles, totally owning it like it's a compliment. The goddess hits her with a serious question, asking if the kid is actually part of her plan, or if he's just another toy she's messing with. She keeps pressing, wanting a straight answer. Is this about fate, or is this just the chaos-loving goddess entertaining herself? Meanwhile, the mischievous goddess is chilling on her throne like she owns the galaxy, clearly not taking any of this as seriously as the other one wants her to. The silver-haired goddess leans back with that smug little smirk, calling him a promising talent, like she just discovered her new favorite toy. Her eyes glow bright and dangerous, and the whole vibe shifts. She's not just impressed. She's invested, maybe a little too invested. Meanwhile, the guy she's talking about is sprinting through the forest, completely unaware that two gods are basically running commentary on his life like it's their favorite show. He's straight up wheezing at this point, complaining that his legs feel like they're about to fall off. He drops to the ground, completely done, and the system immediately hits him with a notification telling him he's officially exhausted. Now he's sitting there on the forest floor, ranting about how this stupid forest is way harder to cross than it looks. Veloursterd forces himself back up, legs shaking, and he's basically admitting he only managed to escape that nightmare forest thanks to his boosted body. He finally reaches the edge of the woods and sees a whole town laid out in front of him. That's his next destination. A little bell rings as he steps inside a building, announcing his arrival. He steps into the tavern and immediately gets greeted by maids who treat him like royalty. The place does a full-on welcome animation the moment he walks in. He panics a little and tries to explain he's actually here to find someone, but the maid doesn't even let him finish. She's already dragging him to a seat like he's a VIP regular. Inside, the tavern's packed. People are eating, drinking, laughing, living their best lives. It's loud, it's lively, and it hits him instantly that this place is way more chaotic than he expected. The place is lively. Everyone's drinking, laughing, and loosening up. The perfect setup if you want people to spill info without even realizing it. And he knows exactly how to play the room. He leans in, the waitresses cling to him, and he acts like he's just here to enjoy the vibe. Meanwhile, he's gathering intel like it's nothing. Then he goes in for the real question, acting all casual. He asks the waitress if she knows someone named Rebes Chaltz, like it's just random small talk. The whole tavern goes quiet the moment he says the name. Every dude in the room stops eating like someone just paused the game. All eyes are on him. One of the waitresses grabs his sleeve, shaking. She tells him that name is basically banned here, like he just said a curse word. Another waitress jumps in, panicking. She explains that the guy he's asking for is insanely dangerous, and even her boyfriend got mixed up with him once, and it did not end well. The tavern goes silent as one of the customers walks in wrapped head to toe like a mummy. The waitresses scream that this is what happens to anyone who deals with that guy. The other adventurers start bragging about tiny accomplishments, making it clear this guy everyone fears is way out of their league. The MC realizes Rudd sent him to someone insane. One of the waitresses panics and shoves him toward the exit, telling him he has to run now because the dangerous guy is about to walk in any second. Out of nowhere, someone shoulder checks him so hard he almost bites his tongue. He can't even see who hit him. He stumbles, rubbing his head, muttering about who the hell just slammed into him. Then he turns and realizes the guy is right behind him. And that guy is a mountain with glowing red eyes, staring him down like he's already dead. As he's backing up in panic, the guy suddenly notices something shining at the protagonist's waist. The mercenary badge swings into view. The big dude freezes, then leans in with wide eyes like he just found treasure. He recognizes Rudd's badge instantly and assumes our guy is connected. He bursts out laughing, way too excited. Turns out he's been hunting for someone to drag along on dangerous jobs, and now he thinks he's found the perfect unwilling partner. He freezes, staring at the guy like he misheard on purpose. He's basically asking, "Run that back. What did you just say?" The dude gives him that creepy grin with glowing eyes and switches it up like, "Relax, just joking." But it doesn't feel like a joke at all. Now, they're already walking through the street together, and the MC realizes the truth mid-sentence. He's not a partner. He's basically being dragged into a literal war as this guy's tag-along. He's trying to laugh it off, but inside he's like, "Bro, did I just get drafted into someone else's war?" But then he remembers who the Prince Elector is and snaps right into gamer brain mode. That guy's a top-tier guardian of the game. And not just any guardian. One of the Elector's Apalts. Basically, a VIP boss character walking around with plot armor and political power. He's already plotting. If he plays this right, the Prince Elector could be a shortcut to learning about every other guardian in the game. A sudden announcement horn blares across the town. Go-Ram slings an arm around him, grinning like he summoned the moment himself, and says the Prince-Elector is literally about to show up right now. The town square is packed with armored soldiers forming ranks as the Prince-Elector's procession rolls in. It's way grander and a lot more formal than anything the MC imagined. He leans toward the big mercenary guy, surprised, mumbling that this whole thing feels completely different from what he expected. Then he spots the Prince-Elector himself at the front. The system instantly flags him as a guardian. The MC stares at the guy's cold expression and thinks he seriously looks like a final boss villain. He suddenly freezes, staring ahead like he just spotted a jump scare in real life. His eyes go wide, and he blurts out that she's actually here way earlier than he expected. And then she appears, the armored knight with those iconic winged decorations, marching forward with heavy, intimidating steps. She hops off her horse, and the moment her boots hit the ground, the entire vibe shifts. The air gets tense. She steps forward in full armor, hair flowing, looking like a walking holy judgment. Everyone around her stiffens, and the Prince-Elector finally glances over, but his expression? Completely unreadable. He's studying her, trying to figure out why she's here. The Prince-Elector glances over with a calm smile and asks if something's bothering her. The knight stiffens, clearly flustered, trying to pull herself together while insisting nothing's wrong. She keeps her head lowered, trying to hide her reaction, then follows behind him while the tension between them hangs in the air. He watches the knights march off, and the mood hits him. The battlefield's calling, and he knows exactly who's out there. He remembers her. In his past runs, she was the one fighting right beside him, always keeping pace no matter how bad things got. And then the memory shifts to that final nightmare. The moment everything fell apart. That massive monster towering over them. The boss that ended it all. He remembers every failed run. No matter how hard he pushed, the ending was always the same brutal loss. His companion notices something's off and asks if he's okay. He brushes it off, hiding the frustration boiling underneath. Meanwhile, the knight steels herself. This time, she's ready to put everything on the line, even if it means risking her own life. He's fired up again, saying he'll carve out a route where she survives this time. No hesitation, just straight determination. We cut to the training grounds. It's chaos everywhere. New recruits are swinging swords, rolling on the ground, missing swings. It's pure beginner-level struggle. And in the middle of all that mess, dudes are getting smacked around left and right. Blades clashing, people yelling, total madhouse energy as everyone tries not to die on day one. MC watches the chaotic training ground, and he's low-key impressed, but also sweating because these dudes are going way too hard for practice. Rebes drags MC in with a big grin, announcing that the Real show is already starting. MC just follows along like he's not about to get thrown into something insane. Rebes explains that they're choosing group leaders through straight-up sparring matches. And of course, he mentions the magic word, money. MC instantly knows things are about to get wild. The arena is chaotic, and one dude is flexing on everyone after winning his match, laughing like he just conquered the world. The MC watches all this and tries to play it cool. He's thinking he should lay low for now, since all he really needs is a chance to meet the Prince-Elector. But nope. His new buddy grabs him by the shoulders and tells him he's joining the tournament too. The MC starts panicking instantly. The giant dude completely ignores MC's panic and forces him into the matches. MC's like, bro, I didn't agree to anything. He drags MC out and yells to the whole squad, asking who wants to turn beating up the newbie. The mercs hear that and instantly light up. They see free entertainment and rush in like vultures, yelling they'll go first. Rudd's mercenary squad is fighting over who gets to beat up the newbie first. The MC just stands there with that, yeah, of course this is happening to me face. Everyone forms a circle around him. It's basically an arena now, and the MC is pushed to the center whether he likes it or not. One guy steps forward, all cheerful like he's greeting a neighbor, instead of challenging someone to combat. The crowd starts heckling him the moment he steps forward. One guy points straight at his chest, laughing loud enough for the whole training ground to hear. The instructor raises his hand, voice booming across the yard. Both sides ready? The moment the shout drops, the opponent lunges forward like a raging bull. Dust kicks up as the crowd roars, forming a circle around them. The MC braces himself, heart pounding. His first duel is officially underway. Max charges in like a wild boar, screaming at the top of his lungs as he swings his practice blade down. Dust blasts behind him from how fast he's moving. The watching mercenaries all snap forward with wide eyes. Even the big guy who dragged our MC here raises a brow. No one expected what just happened. Max's body is already face down on the ground, twitching. Our MC is casually dusting off his hands in the background like he just stepped around a puddle. The moment Max hits the dirt, the whole training ground freezes. Everyone's staring at the protagonist like he just broke the laws of physics. Someone shouts, "Max went down in one blow," but he barely reacts. He just lets out a bored humph, like this was the most predictable outcome in the world. He thinks back on it calmly. Ever since he ate those red dragon fruits, his strength jumped to ogre level. So yeah, folding Max in one hit? That checks out. Meanwhile, the crowd suddenly loses their minds. Mercenaries rush forward, yelling over each other. "I gotta know what's going on. Let's fight." "Me too. Same here." The protagonist forces a smile, sweat running down his face. He's surrounded, and the crazy part? They all look excited. He mutters internally, realizing he's about to get dragged into a whole mess again. Valor jumps right in, showing off his skills with clean sword strikes. Looks like all those play thrusts paid off. He keeps stacking wins, pulling off wild moves like Monster Headbutt, climbing the fame ladder fast. After knocking out yet another opponent, he sighs, "This whole thing's getting out of hand way too quickly." A massive bald mercenary steps up, cracking his knuckles. He's clearly picking a fight and loving it. Valor freezes as the guy's aura flares up, realizing he's way out of his league. Panic hits. Valor's done playing. He's desperately trying to log out before this turns into a one-way trip to the respawn screen. Valor tries to hit the log out button, but it's locked. He's officially trapped in the game. He freaks out, gasping and stammering, trying to stall for time. Anything to avoid that next hit. But the mercenary's already charging in, grinning like a maniac, ready to smash him into the ground. Valor stares blankly, accepting how ridiculous his life's become. Another day, another disaster. He exhales deeply, his eyes sharpening. If he can't escape, he'll fight his way out instead. Without hesitation, he grabs his opponent's arm mid-swing and yanks him forward. Looks like Valor's done holding back. Valor launches forward and slams the guy into the ground with a move straight out of a wrestling game. Monster Slam. The impact shakes the whole arena, dust flying as the mercenary hits the dirt hard. The dude's laid out cold, eyes rolled back, questioning his entire life choices. What even was that move? Valor's breathing heavy, completely spent, but the system message pops up. He actually did it. He beat Mercenary Charlotte. Everyone's jaws drop. Even the boss looks shocked, like he can't believe what he just saw. The others swarm him, laughing in disbelief. "You're a real monster." Valor's officially earned his place among them. Before Valor can catch his breath, another guy jumps in. "Let me fight you too." Valor's losing it, begging for a break. Then the boss steps forward, eyes glowing like a demon. The entire group freezes. Yeah, no one's laughing now. Valor nervously smiles, trying to make sense of it. Maybe the boss is just being considerate, or maybe he's about to die again. The boss suddenly points straight at Valor. "You're chosen. You're the new group leader for this battle." Valor's face says it all. This was not in his plans. Valor freezes, his entire brain buffering like a bad connection. Meanwhile, a squad of armored soldiers steps up, grinning like they're ready to tear him apart. Yeah, leadership's gonna be rough. The enemy squad steps up, built like mini-bosses, oozing confidence. They're clearly not taking Valor seriously. Then Valor shows up in new armor, clutching a dagger, eyes wide in disbelief. How the hell did he end up here again? A quick trivia drop. Charlotte's little sister, Baptiste, is now running Francois Tavern. Seems like even NPCs get career upgrades here. Meanwhile, Valor walks off into the forest path, probably thinking, "Yep, another day, another mess to fix."